A Donald Trump supporting influencer and PR executive has admitted to assaulting a woman by pulling her hair at a London Underground station. Melissa Ryan Lively was reported by the woman over the incident at Bond Street Station on the evening of the 11th October.
British police faced a backlash on Tuesday over the case of an 18-year-old student who was handcuffed as he lay dying from stab wounds after his killer falsely alleged a racist attack. Henry Nowak died after the knife attack in the southern England city of Southampton in December last year. His murderer, Vikram Digwa, a 23-year-old Sikh man, was sentenced to life in prison on Monday, having lied to police at the time that a Nowak had assaulted him.
Nepal's Prime Minister Balendra Shah has reignited a border dispute with India after claiming in Parliament that Nepal has also encroached on Indian territory, a departure from Nepal's usual stance, which has largely focused on accusing its bigger neighbour of occupying its land. Speaking on Sunday in his first formal address to the Federal Parliament of Nepal since becoming the country's youngest Prime Minister earlier this year, Shah 35 sparked anger among Nepali lawmakers with his comments.
Nearly 3 months after its debut, Apple's MacBook Neo is emerging as an early success story, helping the Cupertino company reach new customers and challenging long-held assumptions about who buys a Mac. Apple shipped 1 million MacBook Neo units in the quarter ended March, according to data from market intelligence provider IDC, shared with TechCrunch ahead of the recent MacBook Air M5 and MacBook Pro M5 launches. Those MacBooks shipped over 900,000 and 550,000 units, respectively, in their debut quarters.
Anthropic is expanding Project Glasswing, its joint industry initiative to find and fix critical software vulnerabilities using AI, to about 150 new organizations across more than 15 countries, the company said Tuesday. The news comes a day after Anthropic said it had filed confidentially for an initial public offering, at a nearly $1 trillion valuation.
On Tuesday, Elon Musk-owned social network X launched a new feature, React with Video, that aims to expand the types of commentary on the platform. The feature is being pitched as an alternative to the repost button, encouraging users not just to reshare or type their reaction via a quote post, but actually record a video response to posts. The feature is clearly targeting creators who often build their personal brands by commenting on others' content and sharing their own thoughts. X, in particular, could lend itself to news influencers looking to garner fame for their hot takes and reactions to current events or politics.
Meta is testing a new series feature for Reels that's designed to make it easier to keep up with serialized content on Instagram and Facebook, the company told TechCrunch. Select creators will now be able to create a series using their Reels, both new and old. Each Reel will become an episode in a bigger story with a dedicated hub on their profile, mirroring an experience that's already available on TikTok.
The global AI race is often framed as a battle between the United States and China. But at VivaTech, Europe is expected to make the case for an entirely different model. In recent years, Silicon Valley has pushed aggressively towards scale, speed, and market dominance. Europe, on the other hand, is providing a counterbalance, a vision for artificial intelligence centered on industrial competitiveness and technological sovereignty. Xiaomi has added AirDrop support to QuickShare on its HyperOS devices, allowing users to share photos and files with Apple devices more easily. The feature was announced through the Xiaomi HyperOS account on X, which said AirDrop is now available on QuickShare for file sharing with Apple devices.
Instagram says it has resolved an issue which saw hackers trick its AI support tool into giving them access to other users' accounts. According to claims shown in screenshots and videos shared on social media, Instagram's AI chatbot allowed users to hijack accounts in recent days. UK Athletics was fined £350,000 British pounds, $471,000, on Tuesday over the death of Abdullah Hayayai, who was killed in 2017 while the Paralympic athlete was training in London. Hayayai, from the United Arab Emirates, was preparing for the 2017 World Para-Athletics Championships at the Newham Leisure Centre when a metal throwing cage fell on him.
Switzerland forward Briel Embolo has not travelled with the rest of the World Cup squad to the United States after his travel document was placed under review. The document, known as the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, ESTA, is an automated system that determines the eligibility of visitors to travel to the US under the Visa Waiver Program.
A Belgium-based NGO has called on Indian authorities to arrest an Israeli army reservist on holiday in northern India over his alleged role in Israel's genocidal war on Gaza. The Hind Rajab Foundation, HRF, filed a complaint Saturday with India's Police Service, Foreign Affairs Ministry and Bureau of Immigration of India to demand the immediate arrest of Aitan Gilboa, an Israeli citizen currently holidaying in Himachal Pradesh, according to an article published Tuesday on the NGO's website.
Blue Origin is planning to fly its New Glenn rocket again in 2026, despite last week's massive explosion, according to CEO Dave Limp. Limp said Monday that more of the launch pad's infrastructure was in good shape than expected following the explosion, which happened during testing at the company's site in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Limp also said that another previously flown New Glenn rocket booster that was at the launch complex, along with 3 of the rocket's upper stages, also looked good. Amazon's annual Prime Day event is taking place June 23 to 26, the company announced on Tuesday. This year, the e-commerce giant is holding the deals event earlier than usual, as Prime Day is typically held in July. Members can save on top brands, trending products, plus fresh groceries, summer essentials, and back-to-school must-haves, all with fast, free delivery, the company wrote in a blog post.
Canada continues to rely on its express entry system to attract skilled professionals and address ongoing labour shortages across key industries such as healthcare, technology and skilled trades. The system, managed by the Government of Canada, serves as a fast-track pathway for skilled workers seeking permanent residency. The World Health dramatically scaled back the number of suspected Ebola cases in Central Africa to 116, down from more than 900 previously, with 330 cases now confirmed. As of May 31, the WHO said 116 suspected cases of the deadly virus had been registered in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, down from 906 late last.
Islamabad. The National Accountability Bureau, ANAB, has returned over $6 billion to the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government in a multi-billion rupee fraud case in Upper Khoistan. An inquiry authorised by NAB in April 2024 revealed large-scale misappropriation of public funds in Upper Khoistan.
Chinese authorities have taken aim at a new target as they rein in the country's cutthroat food delivery industry. Ghost kitchens, or restaurants that don't actually exist but appear on apps. The ghost kitchens outsource orders to third-party vendors which fulfill them at lower costs, allowing merchants to push down prices and maximise profits.
Southampton manager Tonda Eckert has apologised for orchestrating the Spygate scandal that led to the club's expulsion from the Championship playoffs, as owner Dragan Solak insisted that he would not sack the German. For everything that's happened, I do want to apologise, and I hold my hand up because, as a head coach, I am responsible for everything that has happened in this football club, Eckert said in a video statement on Tuesday.
As enterprises troubleshoot their AI systems, governance has emerged as a key challenge. Some are taking a dual approach, one model to handle incoming queries, while a second model keeps the first one from getting into trouble. That's the premise of Zero Drift, a new AI compliance service that announced a $10 million seed round on Tuesday. Investors include A16Z Speedrun, Rain Ventures, Pitch Drive Ventures and U&I Ventures, among others. The company deals entirely with the second part of the system, sitting between AI models and end users to flag and replace any messages that might present a compliance problem. Japan suspends Indian mango imports after inspection finds facility. Deficiencies. Japan has suspended imports of Indian mangoes for the first time in nearly 2 decades after inspectors identified deficiencies at a key treatment facility in northern India. Thailand's premium motorcycle manufacturer GPX is set to enter the Pakistani market through a new partnership with Royal Power Pakistan, expanding options for local riders beyond the country's traditional commuter motorcycle segment. Royal Power Pakistan has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with GPX Thailand founder Chayos, establishing a joint venture that will introduce the brand in Pakistan under the name Royal GPX. AirBlue has announced a recruitment drive for rated captains as part of its ongoing fleet expansion plans. The airline is seeking experienced Airbus A320 captains and has outlined several eligibility requirements for applicants.
The Azad, Jammu and Kashmir AJK government has announced summer vacations for all educational institutions across the region. According to the announcement, all public and private educational institutions, including schools, colleges and other learning centres, will observe summer holidays starting from June 8.
Federal Cabinet has approved the implementation of a nationwide track and trace system for medicines, a major initiative aimed at eliminating counterfeit and substandard drugs from the market. Federal Health Minister Syed Mustafa Kamal announced that the Cabinet had also approved amendments to the Drug Labelling and Packing Rules 1978, enabling the rollout of the new digital monitoring framework across Pakistan.
Islamabad. The beverage industry has proposed reducing the federal excise duty fed on aerated waters from 20% to 15%. It assured that the legitimate beverage industry would generate an additional Rs 8 billion in gross tax revenues in the first year and projected cumulative gross tax collections of around 63 billion over a 3-year period.
Islamabad Federal Minister for Communications Aleem Khan on Tuesday approved the construction of a new state-of-the-art motorway via Mansehra, Kagan, Naran, Jharkhand and Chiller's MNJC to provide a safe alternative route to the Karakoram Highway, KKH. The decision was taken in a meeting of the National Highway Authority, NHA, held under the chairmanship of the minister, where key decisions were approved to modernise the country's transport infrastructure. The Secretary of Communications and NHA Chairman Capt. Reti Asadullah Khan were also present.
Sudanese refugee women in northeastern Central African Republic, CAR, face an increasing risk of dying in childbirth as cuts to US funding hit already fragile maternity services, aid agencies have warned. Tens of thousands of people have fled fighting in Sudan's Darfur region into CAR's remote Vakaga province, overwhelming a health system that was struggling even before the new arrivals. CAR is among the countries with the highest maternal mortality rates in the world, and the influx has stretched the few functioning facilities to breaking point, humanitarian agencies say.